Hello everyone, welcome to another slow chess game. In this game I'm playing International Master Priyadharshan Kannappan. Hope I pronounced that correctly. He's a very strong International Master. I guess I'm going to go e4, e5. I have a funny story about this game. I actually thought that I was supposed to be white. So I've actually been preparing just for 30 minutes, but like I know he plays some line, and I just looked at something and came up with some new idea. But I guess it's not going to happen. He plays a lot of openings anyway, so there's a decent chance he wouldn't have done it anyway. But here we have e4, e5. You know what I'm kind of thinking? Lately I've been missing the accelerated dragon. Like, I feel like I should bring that back into my repertoire. Because I had a good feel for it. I really liked it when I played it. The problem is there's a few, like, drawish lines that were a little annoying to me. Anyway, we have just a normal Roy Lopez here. I'm making my moves pretty quickly. My opponent's a very strong player. I mean, he's an international master, but let me check his FIDE rating real quick. Like, for some reason, his USCF rating is like a little lower than mine, which is surprising. I thought it would be higher. One moment. Listing these moves because they're the moves everyone plays. Let me see if I'm spelling his name right. Alright, A4, what's this? See, I don't even know this move. I got a Piyadharshan. There we go. So his FIDE is only 2410, which is a bit surprising to me, just because he plays really well in the U.S. Chess League. He was actually the 2012 MVP. I don't know if he played quite as well this past season. I think he did, though. So he plays well on the internet. I've never seen this move A4. Obviously, he's threatening to win a pawn, so I'm thinking I should just go B4. Seems like the logical thing to do. I could also go rook B8 and just kind of stay solid. I don't think it matters too much. You know what? Let's keep the tension. What the hell? I don't want to spend too much time at this moment. We're playing 25-10. Pretty slow time control, but like, how do I know whether B4 rook B8 is better? It's impossible to know. I'm sure they're both fine moves. Rook B8 is just a little more flexible because, well, you know, I'm not decided the pawn structure yet. So it just seems like a pointless moment to spend time thinking. That happens a lot, actually, in the Roy Lopez, where the position's so closed, and you just know that, like, both choices are fine, and I just kind of find myself, like, wondering why I would even think, like, for more than 15 seconds in some of these positions. I mean, I'm guessing since he's thinking maybe it's not the main move, but I'm sure, you know, it's got to be fine, a move like rook to b8. Rook b4 looks like more natural. Or more, I don't know, I just bet it's a more popular move. I'm curious to check after the game. It's annoying when I play, everyone has these lowish ratings in front of them because they never play standard. No good player ever plays. I just happen to have a high rating because I asked them a while ago to put my FIDE rating there, and they did it for me. So there you have it. I'm just going to leave it at that, though. Probably I'm just going to castle now. Whatever. How can this really be bad? I'm going to, you know, the Roy Lopez is such a close opening. When position is closed, I tend to move very quickly because I've just come to learn that I don't know how to figure out what to do in a close. Like, how do I determine the difference between like 3 or 4 moves in a position like this? First of all, I know that they're all relatively equal in value. I guess from experience, you know, I'm playing around with Houdini. I know that it's just not that big a deal, so I'm going to save my time for the better moments. So something interesting's happened now. We have this situation where, imagine my rook was on a8 and his pawn was on a4. We have this line with d4, where bishop g4 is the move. I'm just going to play it. I don't know how a4 and rook b8 inclusion hurts me so much, so I'm just going to go for it. I mean, it may even help me in some lines. I have no idea. We're going to see if he... In this position, if the pawn was back on a2, And my rook was back on a8. The main moves here are bishop e3 and d5. You saw Jeffrey Zhang play this against me a few weeks ago in a slow game, and he played very well. Alright, I mean, pawn takes looks pretty normal. Oh shit. I apologize for the language. Okay, we have some issues. Oh boy. I'm starting to see why. Okay, this is not good. This is not good at all. It looks like I've messed up. After pawn takes d5, we have a bit of an issue here. My knight is trapped because I can't go to a5 anymore. Look, all that talk about how I don't need to think too much, and this happens to me. Alright, so I'm going to lose a pawn. That's going to happen. Because I'm probably going to have to take with the rook on b5, and then you can even go. You can either go rook takes a6, or bishop c4, or bishop a4. Jeez, man, that's interesting. How does one avoid falling for this? I guess just being a little more careful. It's just hard to, it's hard for me to realize that there could be any big difference. Lazy chess player I am. Let's see, do we have any... If pawn takes d5, just straight up wins a piece. I don't see how it doesn't. Just double checking though. Arg! Alright. Are there any other possibilities? Doubt it. Well, there is. There is another possibility. Bishop takes f3. If queen takes, then I can play pawn takes d4. And if pawn takes knight, I can go rook takes b3. So he may... I think that's my best choice. Yeah. Because as soon as I take on f3, the pawn on b5 is pinned, so I can at least do some annoying things. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to do it. I mean, position's kind of ugly. I gotta do something interesting. Maybe he'll take with the pawn is what I'm worried about. But, like, at least I've weakened kingside. I got something for my troubles here. But yeah, I mean, I think he's going to take with the pawn. And then after rook b5, see if he goes rook a6, then it's probably a good move. I'm just looking for tricks. I don't quite see any though. I could go knight b8, and then knight b8 is not too inspiring. Knight a5 and bishop a4 probably. Huh. Pretty sure pawn takes is coming. And then we have to, I'm pretty sure we have to take with the rook on b5. But like, I'm at least happy that I have this possibility. Because it was not, I mean, I have a feeling my position's still bad, but like, at least we got some issues around his king. We can go knight h5, bishop g5, bishop f4, control the f4 square, get some compensation like that, perhaps. And, at least make it into a game. Because I was in danger of just getting completely shellacked. Another thing, when I go rook b5, let's say he goes rook a6. I mean, I have ideas of taking on d4 and rook lifting to h5, and then going like queen d7 to h3, and getting some attack like that. So, I mean, there's possibilities here. I think pawn takes bishop, rook b5. Maybe bishop c4 is the best move. Although, I'm not so sure about that either. I feel like I get some good tempi on his pieces. After like rook b6, if rook a6, I can like take it and go like queen a8 sometimes, or pawn takes d4 and knight b4. I don't know whether any of them are so good, but It's at least something to think about. I'm a little scared to ever take on e5 though, because that gives up control of the f4 square, and a lot of assuming these lines where he takes with the pawn. We'll see what he does. You know, it's a little risky to take with the pawn, so he's thinking about it, making sure that there's no big problems there. I'm looking for some... Okay, he took with the pawn. As expected. Let me see, do I have any tricks, or do I just have to go rook b5? I think I have to go rook b5. Yeah, what the heck. What else am I going to do, really? Bishop a4, I can go rook b6. Question is, will he take on a6, or will he go bishop c4? If rook a6, I'm looking at ways to like trap that rook. But I don't quite see how to do it. I was looking at like queen c8 to b7. It's interesting, but not interesting enough. He could even go rook c4, and if rook b3, rook c7. So rook a6 is like a natural looking move. But first question, can I go pawn takes pawn for any reason? And then if he takes on c6, do I have some kind of good move? Almost. I mean, it feels like it's close I'm close to having a good move there, but just close. I mean, it just doesn't quite seem good enough. Well, queen d5, queen d7, rook a6. So I'm just kind of drifting. My mind is drifting. Oh boy. Well, what's the default move? If rook a6, I mean, probably knight b8. You know, I could try rook b6, but that looks like my rook on b5 could be useful. So knight b8 is at least a tempo. He moves his rook probably back to like, maybe all the way back to a1. And then I can start thinking about how to proceed. I mean, maybe queen c8 there. And, you know, I'll try to go to h3 with my queen, try to get my knight to h5, and just do all kinds of things. Do all kinds of things. That's my plan. I don't know, though. I don't believe I actually have sufficient play, but at least it's something. I don't know how I'm going. I'm getting email confirmation about crap happening on Google+. I was not even aware I'm on Google+. I don't know why people are adding me all the time. But supposedly I'm on there. Don't know how that happened. Anyway, so he goes rook a6. Let's look at some options. Knight a5 is probably winning for him after bishop a4. Any other tricks? Let's look at queen moves some more. Queen b8, bishop a4 probably. Knight b8 is still most natural. I mean, it's a little sad to move the knight away, but like if queen d7, bishop a4. So I mean, I'm probably just going to go back to b8, suck it up. But I have plenty of time here. Let me just look for a few other options. Let me just look at pawn takes pawn one more time. It's an interesting move. If he takes on c6, queen a8. You can take on c7. I mean, yeah, it just doesn't work at all. Alright. I guess I'm going to go back to b8. He's going to put his rook somewhere, probably a1, to stay out of trouble. a4 is not the worst place ever either, but looks a little funny. And then I have to decide, do I want to go queen c8 to h3? See, the problem is he can go bishop c4 to f1, which is kind of annoying. You know, what I would really like to do is kind of knight h5 and just go for occupation of g5. The problem is, it's some position, like let's say he goes rook a1, I go knight h5, he goes bishop, whatever, c4. I move the rook to b6, he'll just take on e5, and some kind of queen trade is happening that's not, it's not completely lost for me, but it doesn't look good. What a choke job, Greg, to get such a bad position right away. Interesting. I wonder if this is like some known trick that I just know everyone else knows about. Oh, I didn't see that move. Maybe it's a good move. Let me think. Knight a6, bishop b5. I mean, I can always go rook b7. It's not the end of the world. Is his idea then to take on e5? Maybe. So if I take on a6, he takes on f6. Jesus, man. All right, let's focus. What I can do is I can go knight a6, bishop takes rook, and then queen c8. It's not very beautiful. But I can do it. And then he doesn't allow him to get this pawn takes e5 thing in. This sucks, man. This really sucks. To have messed up so early. See, rook b7, pawn takes e5. Let's say I go pawn takes e5. He goes queen takes queen, rook takes. How bad is this endgame? It's probably pretty bad. I'm down a pawn. He has two bishops. I mean, I have some structural things in my favor, but he can go like rook a8, and just feels like a not a pleasant position. So let's think then. Sorry, I'm just a bit sad right now. Rook b7, pawn takes pawn, knight a6, pawn takes knight. That looks pretty good for him. Rook b7, pawn takes pawn, knight takes rook, pawn takes knight, bishop takes f6, bishop takes a6. Yeah, it's just bad. Holy moly. Alright, oh, my head hurts, man. Just because of the position, not because it hurt before the game. Just, this is painful to play. Stupid rook b8 move. Well, I'll learn something new every day. I'm starting with e4, e5. I'll learn these little tricks as time goes on. Experience counts for a lot. And I didn't realize that the subtle difference there. I mean, I guess I'm gonna go knight a6. I'm yawning for some reason. Tired. Alright, I give up. Just take this. What was I gonna do next? Queen c8? Whatever, man. I mean, I'm down a pawn. He has two bishops. At least I gotta go for control of f4 somehow. Like, I gotta go knight c. Like, if he takes my pawn, which he won't, I would go like knight c5 to e6, knight h5, put something on f4. But I see no reason why he'd take on e5. It makes no sense at all. So he'll attack my knight, then I'll have to go back to b8. Like queen a4 maybe, or queen e2. I don't know which one. Maybe he'll even go f4 someday. Just try to get rid of his weak pawn. Might be strong. Oh, he does it right away. Should I take on d4? Probably. So at least he continues to have his weak pawn. Let's look for other ideas. c6? Doesn't seem so yummy. I don't want to take an f4. That's like positionally very silly. Oh boy, my pieces all suck. Queen b7 seems silly. Knight b8 seems weird. I give up. I'm just going to take on d4. But then it's... Oh, knight b8. If he takes everything on e5, I can go... I can't even go knight g4 because of bishop... Oh no, bishop d7's covered. But I mean, this has to be losing for me. I'm just going to take this, play down a pawn. I'm very sad because I have to play this stupid position. My fault though. I brought it upon myself. I'm guessing next move I'll play like maybe knight b8. I don't know. I see no reason why he's going to take the knight. Just if he does, I know I'm going to recapture it. So that is my big. I'm thinking ahead, you know. Thinking ahead here. Oh, the pain of playing a chess game. This sucks. It's a slow game. You have to sit here and suffer the whole time. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable suffering is happening right now. Okay, what should I do? d5? Is that any good at all? Is he just go e5 and if knight e4, f3? Probably. I should go like g6 maybe, so I can go knight h5. It's my big master plan. Oh, kill me now. But like, I feel like I gotta get my knight into the game somehow. If queen b7, queen e2. Oh boy, knight b4, queen b3 or something. Looks good. Now maybe not queen b3 because I get a check on g4. I don't know, bishop d2 or something. Let's see, knight b4, bishop d2, knight c2. Just look for tricks. If queen takes, queen g4, king f1, queen h3, king e2. The problem is, oh, I have queen h5 there. Take on b5. So some tricks have happened at least. Let's look at that. Knight b4. Because, you know, when you start to get a bad position, it's time to start thinking about cheapos, you know? So let's see, knight b4. You gotta make sure that cheapo at least works, though. Knight b4, bishop d2, knight c2, queen takes, queen g4, king f1, queen h3, king e2, queen h5. I mean, his king doesn't have anywhere to go that's comfortable either, so... It's like a tempting little cheapo to go for. I'll probably do it. You should maybe just go like rook to... I'm gonna go here, whatever. You know, I can't resist like any cheapo attempt in such a crap position. Bishop d2 could be played. He might think I'm going c5 or some crap. I don't know. Queen b7. Maybe queen b7 is good though, which would be annoying because then he won't fall for it. But you know, the point is, if I go knight c2, I attack his rook, and I attack the pawn on d4. So I get like immediate play. And when he takes it, I have this queen g4 trick. Followed by queen h3 and queen h5. Whatever. It's an annoying position for him suddenly. What should he do then? If e5, I go knight d5, I get some squares. Yippee. I mean, maybe f5, then queen b7 when I start to attack some things. Attacking e4 and b5. Whatever. It's like slightly irritating for a minute. This move's gonna make him think a little bit, or he could, you know, there's always the chance he just kind of loses sense of danger and just goes bishop d2. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a bad move. Queen b3 looks also risky because of queen g4. All right, he just... Oh, now I can't do it anymore because the bishop's defended. So knight c2 doesn't really help me. Well, let me make sure, though. Let me calculate stuff. Why not? Nah, it doesn't seem to be working. All right, so the guy makes a very natural developing move, and all my dreams are gone. Queen h4, queen h3 is possible. He would go rook e3, and then queen h4. Doesn't seem like the greatest thing ever. What's up with d5? D5, e5, knight e4. Knight takes, pawn takes. If rook takes, queen b7 or something. I don't know. I'm starting to get squares, which is like interesting to me. All right, let's look at this d5 move. d5, e5. I mean, I can also go knight g4 with the idea of knight h6 to f5. That's certainly reasonable. d5, but let's look at the more forceful. d5, e5, knight e4, knight takes, pawn takes, rook takes, queen b7, bishop d3. I mean, that seems okay for him. But like queen d5, I get some kind of annoying squares they used to deal with. Rook d8, maybe. I don't know. This position is maybe not so bad. d5 looks like a normal thing to do here. Otherwise, how am I going to proceed? I mean, g6 and knight h5 is another idea. But it seems like, it feels to me like d5 is the best way to try to make something happen. I am noticing some issues. d5, e5, knight g4, e6. Some interference happening there. And then I could go knight h6, pawn takes f7, rook f7. Might be okay. Believe it or not, he has a lot of weaknesses there. If c6, bishop to probably f1. It's a nice little move. Hold on. About to make the move, then I took it back. Good thing it's not touch move, right? Queen b7 seems not so helpful. I can't help myself. Let's make sure. D5, e5, knight g4, e6. I can even go f5. Worst case, it's not ideal because he has a pawn in e6, of course. But at least I'm not losing immediately. And I think I can also play knight h6 like discussed earlier. Or maybe even knight f6. They seem to not be losing both of these moves. I'm going to do it, whatever. Only live once, man. I'm wondering, can he take it? If I take bishop c4 or something. I have bishop b4 probably. I don't know, it's like complicated. He doesn't want to deal with complicated stuff in a position like this, I think. Another thing is I don't have to recapture right away. Like pawn takes, I gotta go bishop d6 or something. Alright, now the question, knight e4 or knight g4. I mean, knight g4 is my typical plan, but let's look at knight e4. The thing is, it doesn't really threaten anything. Like, what if he goes f3? Knight takes knight, pawn takes. Like, what the hell am I doing there? So, I think I'm going to play the other one. The knight g4 move. I don't have that much time left, so I'm just going to go with my gut and do it. Queen f3, c6, I guess. Defends against horrible things. On d5. I mean, my position still has to be bad somehow. I just trying to make it interesting. I wish my queen could appear on h3 next move. I don't think it can, though. Knight f2, is it ever worth thinking about? Doubtful, but I guess everything's worth thinking about. But is it any good? I doubt it. But like if queen b3, maybe like knight f2, king takes queen h3, and somehow I'm getting some Actually, knight f2, bishop h4 is an idea. It actually is worth thinking about then. So queen b3, knight f2 looks strong. Right, I mean, I can look at it now even. Knight f2, king takes bishop h4. I mean, it's probably not good, but definitely worth considering. What if I just go bishop h4 also? Is just going to go bishop e3 on me? I guess so. He wants to go bishop h3, by the way. In case you guys were wondering what's going on here. I think that's his idea. So I can do a few things. I can go knight h6 immediately. And I'm starting to get some squares. Then I think he might go like queen f3 to go bishop h3 again. Alright, Greg. Let's look for tricks. Knight f2, king takes. Bishop h4, king g1. Bishop e1, queen e1. I see no tricks coming. Knight c2. I don't really think I have anything special there. Hold up, folks. If only I could get my queen to h4 or h. That wouldn't. Yeah, it would be nice, but it's impossible. Bishop h4, bishop h3 maybe. I can't figure out if that's good or not. I mean, it might not be. I might be able to just go knight f2, or maybe bishop f2. I don't know, probably not bishop f2 for some reason. Like bishop g4 then, or king g2 and bishop g4. But like bishop h4. Bishop h3, knight f2, bishop takes queen, knight takes queen. Feels okay to me. So let's see, bishop h4, I mean, probably bishop e3. But, I mean, that's like a useful move to have. Maybe it's useful, maybe not. The bishop h4, maybe he can just... Maybe it's not useful at all. Like bishop h4, bishop h3, knight h6. I'm sorry, I meant bishop e3. Well, I do have knight c2 ideas some days. I mean, I do get two bishops back too. Like bishop h4, bishop e3, knight takes, rook takes, queen f5 or something. It's like threatening to take on f4. If he goes queen f3, then I have like queen c2 type moves or something. They're just like a little annoying. I can't tell. I can't tell if I want to do it or not though. Let's just calculate. Bishop h4 and bishop h3, knight f2, bishop c8, knight d1. I'm attacking his rook, so I mean he has to probably go rook takes queen, then I go rook takes, and my position's okay, right? I'm not down any material, which is a beautiful thing. Maybe I'm a little worse still, to some like weak pawns, but it seems like okay. What was my other idea? Knight h6. Then I was just worried about like queen f3 and bishop h3. Queen f3, knight c2, rook d1. And knight d5 is also happening. Alright, I'm gonna mix it up. I don't know what the hell else to do. I hope I didn't blunder anything. Drinking some water. Water tastes good, man. I didn't even think you'd do that. Alright. I like how they just play this move I didn't even consider. But now like knight h6 looked like somehow more annoying. Right, I gotta start moving faster. Obviously. Queen f5, I guess just bishop h3. Well, I still have knight f2. No, I don't. Mm, Alright, let's stop looking for cheap. I gotta keep my clock time decent. I mean, hey, at least I got this happening. Maybe queen b3 is annoying, but then knight d3 and queen g4. I get start to get some weird play. His rook on e2 is a little clunky, that's for sure. I don't know what he'll do. Maybe rook e3, but then I can go back to g4 at least. Or I can go queen f5 or knight f5 or something. I mean, I have some vague play now, so that's good. I wish I had a little bit more time. LinkedIn sends me messages all the time. I have my email open in the other window, so I'm seeing the new messages coming in. I gotta be honest, I'm pretty happy with just the fact that like the game looks interesting after the way it started. I mean, bishop g2 is probably like a pretty responsible move here. And then I suppose I'll play like c6. But I have squares. These pawns are doubled. At least it's like it's a game. I made a game out of it after like a pretty disastrous start. So all I wanted to do, because at first I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to resign right away, which was a scary thought. But bishop g2 c6, it looks normal. He's probably looking for something better. I gotta start moving fast though. I'm down to 7 minutes. There's no time to like try to play awesomely every move. I wasted a lot of time on. I think the last move I wasted some time. Also on this bishop h4 move, I wasted some time. I should have just done it. Should have probably saved myself 2 minutes. So from now on, I'm just gonna go with my gut a little bit more. Well, obviously he's not gonna repeat the position, but is he really gonna go to f3 with the rook? It seems so weird. I can also go knight. No, knight f5 is also playable too. He probably wants my knight there though. I was gonna go queen f3 as well, or queen f5. Seems like annoying. And if he goes, I don't know, man. I'm gonna go queen f5. It just looks annoying. Maybe he's gonna go knight e2 or something. I don't know. Well, remember what I said about not having a lot of time? I think it's queen f5, bishop h3. I can maybe go queen c2 even there. But like queen f4, rook f3. And my queen is trapped, I think. So, I don't know about this queen f5 move. Falling out of love with that move, I think. Ugh. One moment. Oh my god, I don't have that much time either. This is a typical story of my life. Maybe I should just go. Oh, he wants to go bishop h3, obviously. If knight to g4, he wants to go rook f3 and then bishop h3. So I think that was a good idea. I could go just c6, but then bishop h3 and f5. Let's look at queen f5, bishop h3, queen c2, queen takes, knight takes, rook d3. I have weird moves, but none of them seem so great to me. I guess I could go like rook a8 to go rook a1 or something. No, but my deep pawn is under attack. Oh, knight f5, bishop h3, right? Oh, no, he has to move like his rook somewhere. Rook f3. I give up. I don't know what to do. I'm just time trouble. I mean, obviously bishop h3 is a pain in the butt now. I just had to pick a move. We played a blitz game recently and I won. That's got a little psychological advantage there, but obviously it's just a blitz game. Also, I was losing that game and I somehow got lucky. I forget what happened. Oh, sorry if I ruined the video for that game. I think it comes out before this game gets posted, though. Yeah, it does. It comes out like... Yeah, it came out a week ago. We already saw it. On June 3rd. It's a 3-minute game. Go check it out. I didn't see that move. Alright, let's think. I mean, I can go Queen G4, I guess. How bad is the endgame is the question. Knight F5, Bishop H3 looks winning to me. Bishop F2, let's look at that again. King takes Knight G4. Don't know why it would be any good. What's up with Knight 8? No, Knight A2, he can take it with his Knight. Bishop E7, like Bishop H3 followed by F5 looks so ugly. Maybe it's not so bad. Oh, he gets some attack on me though. He goes like Rook G3. It's kind of ugly. So, I mean, Queen G4, maybe I just go for the stupid endgame. And I know it should be pretty bad for me. Sorry I have a cough suddenly. I don't know where that came from. Right, well, I don't know what else to do. At least I'm attacking F2 also. So that's useful. Rook A8 maybe to A1 also is annoying. You know, this might not be so bad, honestly. Like, I like Rook A8, I think. Knight D3 is also... Wait, can I just... Oh, no. I was thinking I could take an F2, then go Knight F3, Knight D3, but stupid bishop defends it. Maybe Rook A8, though, then he can't... he can't go Bishop H3 because I take on F2. Honestly, looks kind of annoying. Let's see if Knight D3 right away, what happens. Bishop E3. Somehow he gets away with it all. Jerk. Alright, Rook A8, I guess. If H3... I don't know. I don't have time to figure out all these intricacies. Stupid time travel, man. It sucks, right? I mean, if H3, maybe Rook A1. I don't know. Maybe just Knight H6 to F5. I mean, I have that good play in the light squares. Oh my. My oh my. I mean, I feel like I got compensation. I feel like I have it now. Bishop H3 is bad because of Knight F2. Or something. Bishop F2. I don't know which one's best. Knight F2 is best. So, I mean, you can't do that. If F3... That somehow looked weird to me, but maybe it's okay. I guess I'll go Knight H6. He always has trouble. He can't move his F1 bishop because of Rook A1. Maybe he should just go Bishop E3, but then I go Rook A1 anyway, and it's like a little annoying. Alright, let me just look for tricks for just 2 seconds here. Can't help myself. I just do this, whatever. Probably Rook A1 or Knight F5. Which one's better? Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna go Rook A1 because otherwise he goes Rook E1. Rook D2 to D1 maybe. I don't know, man. At least I'm being pesky. I mean, honestly, I think like my position has improved a lot. But just psychologically, I feel like there's no way. I should, but you know, I swindled him in a blitz game. In a similar case, I had a bad position and I was down in time. So we'll see. We'll see what I can do. I mean, his extra pawn is like not the best one I've ever seen, right? Well, Knight F5 looks like a very natural move. We're low on time. Let's play it. If Rook D1, I don't know. I can take him on Knight C2, but then he has Bishop D3. Then I take on D4. Got my pawn back, sucker. So what's up? If I take on E3, his pawns are all solid. Maybe Rook E1. Just be annoying for a minute. Or should I play a move that's useful, like h5 or h6? Like rook e1, can you go just bishop e2? Maybe. I'm thinking about like bishop d8 to b6 now. Seems slightly irritating for some reason. I feel like I should get some space for my king, man, like h5 and stuff. Oh, I'm so slow, Greg. Move faster. Move faster. I just don't know how to do anything. That's the problem. I mean, he has a plan of like, okay, I'm gonna go h5, I guess. I don't know what the hell to do. I give up. I want to stop bishop g4. That's it. Like bishop e2 to g4 was like starting to annoy me. My knight on f5 is so valuable. I just can't. I can't be willing to give it up. So I thought like if I did like bishop d8, bishop e2 would be played. And if knight h4, king h2 kind of defended everything as far as I could tell. And that's that. And rook e1, bishop e2 also seemed okay. Again, time trouble is a plague. A plague that must be scourged. But alright, I get 10 seconds every move, so that's happiness. Just gotta figure out, like, bishop d8 to b6 looks logical. Okay, if I take, he goes... Bishop takes now, I guess. Oh, is knight d3 good there? Maybe. Jeez, I have to calculate stuff. God damn, I have to calculate it, because it's almost like saving the day. If I can do it. Rook takes, bishop takes, knight d3. B3. Knight e1. I give up, man. I'll go back with the rook. Where's the best place to go? Rook a8? Sucks, man. Sucks to have to retreat my rook. I still feel like knight d3, man. Should have been... I don't know. I don't know. Oh, man, he's going to start getting play against my pawn now. Alright, let's go to this plan. I have knight h4 ideas. I have bishop b6 ideas. I mean, my knight on b4 does kind of effectively defend the c6 pawn for quite a while now. Like, it's hard for him to just start attacking it. But I need to start making up the time on the clock, which I'm not doing. I'm getting lower and lower in time. I'm running out of water also. Alright, I'll attack you. How does he defend the pawn? What the hell is he doing? Like, knight c2 next move. If rook d1. I don't know. I don't know what he's up to. I think I may have just won the pawn back. I'm gonna pour myself some water before it's too late. Oh my god, because I'm getting thirsty. Did he move yet? Water bottle blocking the screen while I was pouring it. Okay, so big success here. Managed to come back from this ridiculous this opening where I just thought I blundered. I mean, I'm sure I did, but somehow I got some play. I'm gonna get this pawn back. Question now, what do I take with? Probably the bishop. Knight takes, no, bishop takes, looks good. I mean, honestly, I should be better here. Because his pawns are kind of weak. Like, knight e6 just wins the pawn outright, for example. He'd have to go f5, which probably is a good move, but... No, f5 is a good move. I don't want to do that. Maybe rook c8, c5. Just go for that. Okay. Let's go over to like c5 and suddenly my pawns are good. Oh, poor Kannappan. He obviously messed this up. Now f5 I gotta be careful of. Like if he goes rook d1, I don't know, maybe I'll go knight f5 myself. Just try to figure out some way to get my pawns rolling. Oh, I didn't see that move at all. Let's look for tricks now. Knight a2 is one trick number one that we can look at. Almost wins. Might win, actually. Knight a2. Rook c5, knight b3. Knight a2 is a very scary move. Let's let him deal with it. I'm low on time, so I just gonna play it and hope that somehow it's good. I mean, if rook d1, knight b5, if rook a1, pawn takes knight, followed by rook c1, the only move I see is rook c3, but then, like, I have at least a draw, I think, with, like, knight b3. And I'm winning a pawn after knight e2 and rook b8 there. And then rook takes b2. Alright, so I can win a pawn straight away. I can also go knight e6, and after rook c2, I can take on f4. Oh my god, so many good choices here. 1 second. Do not spend all your time, Greg. Just take the stupid pawn off and be happy. Be thankful that you've managed to... You know what? Fuck it. I apologize for the language if there's children watching. I'm deeply sorry. But you know what? Let's just be happy. We have a minute left. I understand maybe I could have had a better move. I maybe just missed an absolute win. But, you know, I can play these moves quickly at least. And in my given time situation, I feel like it makes sense to just play some fast moves. Taking on b4. I don't know, maybe I should spend 20 more seconds. Because, like, knight b3, I shouldn't think about the past now. Now is not the time. I could have repeated the position twice, though. Dumbass. What's wrong with you, Greg? I could have repeated and gotten like 20 seconds on the clock, you know? Knight b4 looks good. I mean, how am I going to resist this? Okay. Alright, so he's going to give me... It's going to be a draw. Rook b3 is interesting, because if king d4, rook d3 is checkmate, right? So it keeps his king back. Oh, I didn't see it. He didn't fall for it. Knight d3 looks strong, though. So I get to take on f4. With check. Ooh, that looks really strong. Hold on, hold on. 97, probably king. Alright, let's do it. My f4 looks strong, man. I love the increment, man. Because if I get a completely winning position, I'm going to be able to win. Whereas without the increment, you know, it can be tough to win a completely winning position. But if it's like totally winning, like I can win with a minute, no problem. Oh, he resigns. I like it. I don't know if he had to resign, but the thing is, the increment, like, what's he gonna do? Sorry. He's been studying for exams all day and stuff. But hey, I'm happy with that win. I mean, I fought back from a really tough position against what I think is a very strong player. So I'm sure, yeah. I mean, like he's in school, and it's tough balancing school and chess. Because as I know, he's a really strong player, and for me to find a way to fight through that was not expected, let's say. Before d5, just e5 was crushing. Let me just see. E5 crushing, really? That seems okay to me. Bishop h3. Let's see how good Houdini says this is. Yeah, I guess he's right. Houdini thinks I'm getting my ass whooped too. Bishop h3, queen h5. Yeah, I mean, like, I have weird tricks like queen a1. I was always thinking maybe stuff like this would be annoying. But, you know, it looks like he can kind of get away with it. But I think once he does this, position's not so easy. I mean, I'm getting a lot of play here. Anyway, I'm going to pause the video for a second. Alright, sorry, I just wanted to talk to my opponent. Whoops, sorry. Just wanted to talk to my opponent off screen before continuing the video. But yeah, I mean, obviously my position was kind of crappy. I should play probably not this. Yeah, there's just a blunder here. This b4 is interesting. I mean, I think this move makes it like interesting. Like if queen takes, I thought I could go pawn takes. Why can't I? Knight d2. It really is so good? Oh, okay, so I couldn't even do this. That's annoying. So I guess he should have taken with the queen. Maybe, you know, it gives me a little less room for counterplay. This was an ugly surprise, too. I mean, I thought this endgame would be pretty bad for me. So I was kind of lucky to at least have this to keep pieces on the board. And now, knight b4, like this was my big idea. Knight c2, and Houdini's seeing it. It still says he's doing well, but it says bishop a6, which is like a weird move. But if takes, the idea is queen g4, king f1, queen h5, and I felt like I'm certainly getting some serious counterplay here. This king's running all over the board. So that was like my cheapo attempt. He calmly reacted with knight c3, though. d5 looked logical. I wanted to check this move out. Yeah, it's no good. So, I mean, it seems like once I went wrong, like I played pretty well. Bishop h4. Queen e6 is like, I can't figure out why Houdini wants to do that. I'm going to have to open my window a little more. It's just such a weird move. c6, that's what I did. No, I didn't. I went knight h6. Why would I want to go here? Oh, because I still have, oh, I can't do this anymore. I can do this. Okay. So it doesn't like me voluntarily removing that. That says knight f5. I assumed he would go here with the idea of rook to f, bishop to h3. Oh well. I assume like knight g4, rook to f3 also. Yeah, I mean I wanted to go queen f5, but I thought bishop h3. I didn't see this move, honestly. Such a donkey. I saw this and then this trapped my queen. You know, I think I saw it in passing, then I forgot about it. Because I remember thinking queen f5, bishop h3, okay, this doesn't work. And then I was thinking about some other idea I had, but then somehow it slipped my mind. So that makes this move kind of interesting. Oh well. Yeah, but queen h5 is just a major mistake, because this endgame gives me real serious play. And I think now it already says even, you know. And I was using a lot of time up. For all the children watching, I'm sorry that I cursed. You know, I was always trying to find like tricky ideas, but you know, this is like prophylactic. I mean, I didn't like this bishop coming to g4. Okay, in this case I can take on e3, so it's not a big emergency, but let's say I just do this, for example, and then like king g7. I mean, this is really annoying. So I think I played a, you know, like a nice prophylactic move in h5. You know, like his idea is to get this knight out of f5, and if he can't do it, I have a nice situation. Now, you know, I was trying to calculate this. I mean, it's a miracle that I won this game, man. It's not what I expected. I thought b3 was fine. Bishop a4 looks even better according to Houdini. But yeah, rook a8 was good. Bishop d8 is good. I mean, this is a maneuvering idea I've been thinking about for a while. And bishop b6 is like kind of hard to deal with. He actually just missed it. You know, he was thinking of was going knight h4 or something. And now he's just worse. Rook c8, knight d5. I mean, so it's not interesting. I thought like I was almost winning here. Because if rook a1 take and check, and if rook d1, I just go knight takes knight. So the only move is rook c5, but it turns out I'm not just completely winning. Look at this. Why does it say it's even? King f3. Well, how? Okay, so I think knight c6 was the mistake. Because I get to push his king back. This is like a cool little mate. But resigning seemed... Oh, okay. King d2 is better than king e2. This allows knight d3, which just kind of wins everything. Because knight f4 check and knight h3, and he can't take this because knight f4. So yeah, I mean, a few things happened in this game. Number one, he was tired, but whatever. We're all tired sometimes. And I think he just kind of like, once he lost the thread of the position, he kind of just didn't feel it at the right moment. Didn't feel how dangerous it was becoming like around this point, and he had to play a little more accurately here instead of kind of blitzing. Like he was probably pissed because his position was so good, and then all of a sudden he's playing this stupid endgame. So psychologically, especially if you're tired or fatigued, it can be very hard to deal with that kind of turn of events. I'm thinking that's what happened here. He just kind of like, he's kind of freaked out. Anyway, I'm happy I won. So I'm on a good streak lately. Like I had a half out of my first 5 slow games, and now I have 4.5 out of my last 5. So I'm even in these games, which is decent. You know, I'm playing good players all the time. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you soon with another fun slow chess game. Bye bye.